Hi, my name is Dr. Allison Smith, and I'm a professor here at UMass Global. In this video, I'm going to talk about adaptations and modifications and how you use those in your lesson planning. It's first important to understand what the difference is. They're not the same. So, adaptations are based on the student needs and they build on your student assets. So, their strengths, what can they do? And so, you make changes so that they can engage in the lesson. You don't change what they need to do, but these are the supports so they can meet the learning goals. And so we are not changing any learning goals with this. Adaptations are just slight adjustments to support their success. This could be sentence stems, visuals, um, graphic organizers, chunk text, audio supports, modeling, scaffolding. These are all really important things that we need to do to support students that are a range of learners. So these adaptations are happening often, and probably in all of your lesson plans, you're going to have some adaptation here to support your learners. Within the assessments, this might be you allow written or an oral response, or you give visual cues, extended time, maybe it's translation. These are all considered adaptations. And then now we'll shift to modifications. Modifications are based on the documented IEP or 504 plans and what needs to be done to support the students. So you go to the documentation and then you can make these modifications based on this. So it could be reducing some of the expectations. So if you want them to have 5 examples, maybe it's only requiring 3. So reducing the number where they're still doing it, they just don't need to do all of it. Maybe an alternate assignment or simplifying the content goals, whereas you want everybody to be able to do something, maybe a small portion of that could be done. And that's the goal for that student with the IP or 504. You've made that modification. So they're still progressing, they're still working toward that standard, but with a modified learning goal. In terms of writing for the CalTPA, so in the CalTPA, you will need to be able to document adaptations and modifications. Uh, One big tip here is that when you do these, you need to be able to clearly state why you're making the modification or the adaptation and how that is going to enable the student to meet the learning goal. So it needs to be very clear. This is why I'm doing it, and this is how it's going to support this student to be successful. You would refer to if you're making adaptations, refer to their strengths, their assets, uh, and how that's going to be the thing that gets them to meet the learning goals. And then if you're doing modifications, you're always linking it to the documented IEP or 504. You would also want to, with the adaptations, if it's for your English learners, reference their LPAC scores. These are all really great metrics to support why you are making these instructional decisions. And with the CalTPA, they want to see that you're intentionally making these decisions to support students. And you can clearly get from this is who they are, this is what they need, and here is how I am going to support them as the teacher to get there. So I hope that has cleared up adaptations and modifications for you for teaching in general, and then also using it within the Cal TPA.